Welcome to another edition of Inside Outlook. I'm Tony Trongone, Superintendent of Pemberton Township Schools. I hope everyone had a great winter break, and I wish everyone a Happy New Year. This edition of Inside Outlook will focus on the school budget, and the plan is to bring information to you all each week regarding the school budget. Each segment will last between 7 to 10 minutes, and each segment will provide a fundamental part of information regarding the school budget, and also include recent developments as they unfold throughout the current budget process. And I will end each session with a request for you to provide feedback or questions via email, of which I will report back to you the following week. It is a best practice in having all stakeholders understand the school budget process. Through enhanced communication and seeking folks to understand the school district's fiscal situation, we reduce the amount of misinformation, but also provide a rationale behind the decision-making that goes behind the budget process and the decision-making as it unfolds. Presently, school administrators are creating their respective budgets. On March 14th, the school board will first review and then approve a preliminary 1920 school budget for submission to the Department of Education. On May 2nd, the school board will hold a public hearing for final adoption of the 1920 school budget. As many know, a budget is comprised of revenues and expenses, and they have to balance to zero. Revenue for Pemberton Township Schools is comprised of 3% of federal aid, 13% from local taxpayers, and then 83% from the state of New Jersey. This session will focus on state aid, which is approximately 83% of our revenue. State aid is broken down into equalization aid, categorical aid, and adjustment aid. We receive adjustment aid because of the needs of our students and our ability as a community to provide a thorough and efficient education to our students. We have received this type of adjustment aid since 2009. Prior to 2009, we received state aid under Supreme Court decisions from Abbott versus Burke. In July 2018, New Jersey State Senator Steve Sweeney passed legislation that eliminates adjustment aid. This will reduce our total state aid by $26 million over 6 years. What does this look like? Well, the table to the right shows a 7-year phase-out of adjustment aid. Well, in the current school year, the state of New Jersey reduced our state aid by $1.3 million. In preparing for next year's budget, the state is to reduce our state aid by another $3.2 million. And then you can see year 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, where the reductions will total almost $26 million over the 7-year period. As you already know, the implementation of this law will have a drastic impact to all the fabulous programs we provide our children here in Pemberton Township Schools each and every day. So what are we doing? We're a member of a coalition called SOS, which is comprised of 65 school districts that are losing adjustment aid like us, and we're working with state legislators. But we're also taking legal action because we're a little different than those other school districts because we are a former Abbott and we're entitled to certain state aid because of being a former Abbott district. We'll also be having a program such as this for public outreach to reach out to local taxpayers and military-connected families, helping us to advocate so we don't have any state aid reduced in the future for Pemberton Township Schools. This concludes this session of Inside Outlook. And as I mentioned earlier, please send feedback on our questions to me via insideoutlook@pem.org. And in the next session, I'll have responses to your questions or feedback. Thank you.